You know how governments love to celebrate big achievements, right? But what happens when the achievement is really just cleaning up a mess they made in the first place? Today, we're going to look at a special event called the Pension Adalat and ask a pretty simple question. Is this real progress, or is it just for show? Listen to this statement. It's from a special Pension Adalat held on December 3rd, 2025. It sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Clearing backlogs, making sure people get what they're owed. It sounds heroic, efficient, and like they're really fighting for public servants. But are they?
And that, right there, is the million-dollar question. Think about it. If the system was actually working properly, there wouldn't be any pending cases to clear in some big special event. This isn't about tackling some outside crisis. This is about the government holding a party for mopping up its own spill. So let's break down what's really going on here.
So first up, is this really a commendable event? Let's take a closer look at what this Pension Adalat actually is, because the name itself tells you a lot. Okay, so think of it like an emergency intervention. For one day, they pull officials from all these different departments into a single room to basically power through a mountain of delayed paperwork. The very fact that you need a special event like this tells you something important. The normal day-to-day process is totally broken. And you got to catch that phrase they used, long pending. This isn't about a small hiccup or a recent problem. This is a backlog that's been building and building for a very long time, affecting people all across the state. But who are the people behind all this paperwork?
Well, that brings us to the next part, the waiting game. Because behind every single one of those case files is a real person, and that's where you see the true cost of all these delays.
And look, we're not talking about abstract case numbers here. We're talking about teachers, nurses, administrators, people who gave 30, sometimes even 40 years of their lives to public service. A pension isn't a gift. It's their money. It's their rightful, earned income. And they're being forced to wait months, sometimes years, by the very system they served. So, the government's grand solution to this years-long waiting game, a one-day fix. But you have to ask, how effective can a single day really be against a problem that's so deeply rooted? The logic seems simple enough, right? Get everyone who needs to sign off on something in the same room and just force it all through. And hey, to be fair, they do manage to clear a lot of cases this way. It gives immediate relief to some people, and you can't argue with that. But it also raises a really, really obvious question. Exactly. If one day of focused work can make a huge dent in the problem, that proves the problem isn't some impossibly complex beast. It's a failure of the system itself. The Adalat is like taking medicine for a fever. It treats the symptom, the backlog. But what about the disease that's causing the fever in the first place? And this is where we get to the real heart of the problem. That huge backlog of cases isn't some random accident. It's the completely predictable result of a fundamentally broken system. So why are these pensions pending? Well, it boils down to some pretty basic, almost boring failures. We're talking about things like departments sending in incomplete paperwork, different offices not talking to each other, a total reliance on an old-school paper-based system where files can literally get lost, and maybe the most important one, there is zero accountability, no penalties for the officials who cause these delays. And this slide, wow, it just lays it all out. On one side, you have the manual way things are being done in Meghalaya in 2025. Paper files, manual processing, total uncertainty for the people waiting. And what does this lead to? The need for these special adalats. Now look at the other side. This is what other more progressive states are doing. Online portals, automatic payments, even SMS alerts to keep you updated. The result? Pensions are paid on time every month. No drama, no special events needed.
And this is the trap they're caught in. It's what we're calling the Band-Aid cycle. Step 1. The broken system creates delays. Step 2. The backlog grows and grows until it's a crisis. Step 3. A special event is organized to clear it. And Step 4. Success is declared, photos are taken, and then the cycle just starts all over again. Nothing fundamentally changes.
Okay, so how do you break a cycle like that? Well, it's not about finding a better, stickier Band-Aid. It's about actually curing the disease. The real cure isn't complicated. It's about 4 key things. First, digitize the whole thing. Get rid of the paper files. Second, build in automatic triggers. If a case is stuck for, say, 60 days, it automatically gets escalated to someone higher up. Third, and this is so crucial, accountability. If an official's delay costs someone their income, there should be a penalty. And finally, give people transparency. Let them track their own case online.
And here's the kicker. None of this is revolutionary stuff. This isn't science fiction. It's literally standard procedure in other parts of the country right now. The roadmap to fix this problem is well known, and it's proven to work. It just takes the will to actually build a system that works every day, not just for one day when the cameras are rolled.
And that really leaves us with this one final big question. When a government has to hold a special event just to do its basic job, what does that really tell you about its priorities? Paying people the money they are owed, on time, shouldn't be a cause for celebration. It should just be the standard. Why on earth is it being treated as anything less?